Okay, it's a Saturday night, and I have walked up to the area around Central World to kind of give everybody an idea of what it's like around here on on a Saturday. Before I look at the market, wanted to point out a couple of things. That is, the street behind me is where, during the red shirt protests of about 6 years ago, this entire street, from one side to the other and all the way to this major intersection ahead, was filled with red shirts. This is where they lived. It was their little village that they had put together, and they filled this area and pretty much shut down all of the retail that was taking place because the stores were afraid to stay open during that time. And so this is the site, and you'll see in a few minutes the Central World shopping center, which was burned out at the end of those protests. This is Ganesha, the Hindu god. And the Thais will come here, especially girls will come here and leave offerings, hoping for success in romance. And so you often see people, kind of a lot of smoke from the incense. There he is, with his elephant-like features. Kind of a human body with an elephant head and trunk, and lots of folks here giving offerings even late on a Saturday night. And shrine, and folks making their offerings. One of the reasons that I came up here tonight was I just wanted to show this market that takes place outside of the Central World Shopping Center on Saturday nights. Something that's a little bit different from what you would see in America. By the way, here is the Big C Supercenter. We don't have Walmart, we have Big C, and that's where my nickname comes from. All the folks here, instead of calling me C, call me Big C. So I'm just gonna wander around inside this market, and it's going to be a little crowded, so just thought it might be interesting for some of y'all. All these are squid products. Okay. Get a passport holder. You buy your evening meal here and sit down in the middle of this crowd and have dinner. Look at the size of these prawns or shrimp. And like I said, it's pretty crowded. I'm just gonna try to do my best at wandering around. There's various fruits and fruit juices, fresh pineapple, orange juice. All kinds of things. like a cover for your phone. Lots to choose from. There are many, many, many t-shirt shops all over Bangkok. And bags and purses. Family looking for a place to sit down. Not finding any, they're just eating standing up. This looks like fruit, but it's soap. And various these. There are here is fumu, or pig's ear. Yes, you heard me right, pig's ear. I haven't eaten it like that, but I've had it in soups, and it's much better than you would imagine. Stuck a little bit in traffic here. One of the best loved dishes in Thailand is mango and sticky rice. Here is the sticky rice, here is the mango. Fresh fruit available everywhere, as is coconut water or coconut milk. You want roast chicken, that's available. So most of it is food items, but certainly not everything. So you can see here's some costume jewelry. Lots of that. Some leather bags and passport covers and things. And here are again, fresh fruit and lots of touristy stuff. Lots of touristy stuff. Because this place attracts lots and lots of Westerners, because you're right outside of a big Western mall. Here's something that is pretty common here. You've got chicken in this big bowl right here. That is chicken feet. Yes, just feet. It's a pretty common meal, and not a lot of meat on chicken feet, but you just kind of they cook it until it's kind of fall off the bone tender, and you just pretty much suck the meat off of the bone. Here are crab and squid, and also some shrimp. I'm hoping I'm keeping this aimed fairly accurately. This is pretty common, where they give you a dish of rice, and then you can choose 2 or 3 entrees to be scooped up and served on the rice. I ate like this earlier this week on my trip to Hua Hin. These are crabs, and up in front of the crabs are grilled squid, which is just delicious. There they are on the skewers, and then large prawns. Okay, I am about to get out of here if I can get through the crowd. These are snails, and there are the raw squid and shrimp, and here they are being grilled, and some fish being grilled alongside that as well. So that is the night market here outside of Central World, and I'm back off just a little bit and give you a larger view of the Central World shopping center. And so that's here, and it extends all the way down to the end of the street and past these Christmas trees that I think are going to light back up. They were just lit up a minute ago. And one thing again to note is that this big build, well, first of all, this big plaza area was filled, just completely packed with red shirts during the protests, as well as the street just outside of the plaza area. And from as far down the street as you can see in that direction, all the way up to this major intersection, it was nothing but red shirts. And it's kind of a little bit funny. You see these hedges that run along behind these people sitting on the benches. They kind of served as a makeshift clothesline. The red shirts, I don't know how they got water in here, but they would wash their shirts or clothes and lay them out on those bushes to dry. And you can see the Christmas trees lit up, and then behind them, you're probably not going to be able to see it really, but behind them is the SkyTrain. And so during the protests, when I would come home from work, I would go by there on the SkyTrain, and I'd be able to look down on all the protesters who were gathered here. And finally, the military, the government, decided that kind of enough was enough, and the military was sent in to arrest the leaders of the protest movement. And when that finally happened, the leaders actually surrendered rather peacefully, and that terribly disappointed the masses that were gathered here. They were really, really upset that their leaders had surrendered so easily, and kind of in protest, a group of them broke into this shopping center and set fire to it. And that fire basically destroyed most of this shopping center. And so what you're looking at here is completely rebuilt about 5 years ago. And as you can tell, that this is all Central World, from that end down there all the way down. And so it is a massive shopping complex. And here in this retail area, there are several big shopping centers like this. It's not like anything that you could think of in Kansas City, where you have like Metro North Mall or Bannister Mall or something like that. Here, it's like you've got one mall, and on the next street down, there's another one. And here across the street is Grayson Shopping Center. And Grayson, I can't even explain to you how high society it is. You see a Brooks Brothers. The only stores inside that Grayson Shopping Center are very, very expensive name brand stores like Prada and those kinds of things. And there are actually other Prada stores. There's more than one here. Just down the street a short way is another big mall that has kind of a mixture of middle class and very, very high class stuff. So there's a lot of shopping that takes place here in Bangkok. I am going to go in to Central World now and find myself some dinner on this Saturday night. And I hope this was interesting to you and gives you a little better picture of what's going on in Bangkok tonight. You can see the SkyTrain going by in the distance to the end of it going by. So that's it for now, and hope this was entertaining.